y'all, it's Casey with Russo Resells. Welcome back, or welcome if you're new here. My name is Casey. I am a full-time online reseller, and I sell on platforms such as eBay, Poshmark, Mercari, Depop, and Curtsy. Today is Thursday, May 14th. Usually I hop on Wednesdays, but yesterday was my husband's birthday, so I decided to sit back, relax, and not do any work. And that's exactly how he would have it usually when he is home. So it was really nice to celebrate his birthday. But the next day is here and I am back on track. We last left off on our last what sold on Monday, May 11th, and after we left off that day, I had 3 more sales. Then on Tuesday, May 12th, I also had 3 sales, and then yesterday I had 4 sales, and it's only 8:45 in the morning and I've already had 1 sale. So we have a lot to go through. Let's go ahead and get into them because I do need to obviously get them packaged up and shipped out. So the first item to sell on Monday when we left off is this vintage Elgin. I don't know if you'll be able to see it right there, but it is this stainless steel little accordion watch, as you can tell. I'm not sure if this works, so I did list it on all of my platforms for parts only, and to my surprise, it sold pretty quickly. I priced it pretty reasonably. I did see comps all over the place for this particular piece, and I decided to list it low because it is only 4 parts, and this is a consignment item, and my consignee actually got it for free himself, so he doesn't really care if it goes for an astronomical amount. So I priced it for $29.99 plus $7 ship, and I want to say a week later I received an offer of $20 plus $7 ship, which I happily accepted. It cost us $5.62 to ship. We did have it promoted, so those fees were 87 cents. Our fees to eBay were $4.05, and we turned a free item. My consignee got $9.88, and I received $6.58. Very, very happy with that, and I know he'll be happy too. As you can tell from that circumstance, sometimes it pays to let people know what you do. I receive all of my consignees through word of mouth, so I am very happy with that, especially because I don't have to put any money into the cost of goods that I receive from them. And that was an easy $6. I snapped a few pictures, I put it up, and it sold within a week. So just a little food for thought when you try to run your resale business. Sometimes consignment really does just help out. Anyways, the next item to sell on Monday is by St. John. And I absolutely love this piece. I actually got this at a half off Salvation Army sale for about $4. And it is a snow leopard blouse. I wish that it were a better material. I believe it is only polyester and spandex or rayon. But you know what? I still decided to pick it up. I knew that I could make a little profit on it, especially with only paying $4 for it. So I did price it pretty reasonably at $35, and my Nifty sent out 20% off offers to likers of $28. One of those likers did counter at $20, and I've had that listed for about 8 to 10 months, so I did decide to go ahead and accept that. My fees to Poshmark were $4, and I quadrupled my money by making $16. So like I said, I knew that I could still make a profit on that, and I'm very happy that it sold. The next item to sell is by Atlantic Pacific, and they collabed with Lake, which is a great pajama brand to be on the lookout for. Definitely look out for the piece, so run comps when you're out in the wild, because I know that it has slowed down significantly on the resale market. But this is a really pretty collared white and blue stripe long shirt sleep dress. Absolutely love this. I actually bought 2 of these, and You probably have already seen that one sold, and this is the second one to sell, so very happy with that. I actually just listed those last week, so very happy with the fast flip. I did price it pretty reasonably on Poshmark for $35, and my Nifty again sent out 20% off offers to likers of $28. One of those likers did counter at 18, and because I love a fast flip, I did decide to go ahead and accept that. My fees to Poshmark were $3.60, and I made a profit of $14.40. And I don't believe I said how much I paid for that. I paid about $4 for that at a half off Salvation Army sale. So very happy with that fast flip and the profit that I made. Now, the next item to sell is by J. Jill, and this is the first item to sell on Tuesday. It is this 100% linen, beautiful blue with this contrasting detail at the hem. I absolutely love it. It's like you're wearing a shirt underneath it, but it's not really a shirt. Absolutely love that concept, and this is in fantastic condition. I did get this at my favorite, I'm tripping over my words already. I did get this at my favorite Salvation Army for, I believe, $8.99, and I knew it was worth it to pick it up because we were going into linen season, so I just had to. I absolutely love selling linen all year round, and I absolutely love that style. So I priced it on eBay for $27.99 plus $7 ship, and I received a very reasonable offer of $24 plus $7 ship. I do have I want to say 17 or 18% off coupon running in my eBay store right now, so I'm unsure why the buyer didn't use that, but I am happy that they sent me that offer, so I'll take what I can get. It cost me $6.37 to ship. My fees to eBay were $4.74, and I turned $8.99 into $19.79. Very happy with that. Definitely get your linens up because they are selling, and they are selling fast. This next item to sell on Tuesday, I have absolutely no reason why I picked it up except for the brand, and it was only $4 at a half off Salvation Army sale. It is by Sol Angeles, and this is just a really comfy, cozy, stretchy cardigan. It is a gray knit, and I don't know why I picked it up, to be honest. It is very basic from the other pieces that I have picked up of this brand, but I did price it pretty reasonably for what it was. That probably retailed for, I want to say, anywhere from $75 to $100. So I did price that pretty reasonably at $30 on Poshmark, and my Nifty sent out 20% off offers to likers of $24. One of those likers did counter at $18, and I gladly accepted that because I wanted this item out of my inventory. My fees to Poshmark were $3.60, and I turned $4 into $14.40. I am very happy that I still made a $10 profit on that item. Now, this next item is by Pact, and this I got at a $2.99 Salvation Army sale, and it is very basic, but I knew I could still squeeze a couple dollars out of it. It is this kind of scoop neck, long sleeve, gray, 100% organic cotton top. Absolutely love this. Very simple, but very capsule, very classic. And I did price it pretty reasonably on Poshmark for $20, and my Nifty sent out 20% off offers to likers of $16. One of those likers did counter at $13, and I thought that was pretty reasonable, so I did go ahead and accept that. My fees to Poshmark were $2.95, and I turned $3 into $10.05. So I still tripled my money, and I am very happy to do so. Now we are going into yesterday's sales. So the first item to sell is the cutest little Baby Gap Letterman jacket. Absolutely adorable. It is a wool blend, so it is a great material, and it is this navy and white stripe jacket. I do have to lint roll it a little bit, but this is just so absolutely adorable. And if you are new here, I mark all of my kids' clothing and accessories in my inventory at $1 cost of goods. So I priced that pretty reasonably on Poshmark for $25, and my Nifty sent out 20% off offers to likers of $20, and one of those likers did accept. My fees to Poshmark were $4, and I turned $1 into $16. I am so incredibly thrilled with that. Now, the next item to sell is a consignment item. It is by Hudson, and these are the Rosy Freely Crop. So I was on the fence about these. The comps did not look great, and I did actually price them higher than comp suggested at $50. They are just a light wash crop pant. And I don't know if crop pants are even in right now, but I suppose since we're going into summer and spring, that maybe they would be. And because these were in such fantastic condition, I did decide to just go ahead and list them. I listed them on Poshmark for $50, and my Nifty sent out 20% off offers to likers of $40, and one of those likers did accept. Our fees to Poshmark were $8, and my consignee left with $19.20, and I made a profit of $12.80. And those were only listed for about a month, so I am very happy with that. And like I said, this is why consignment pays off. Now, this next item is also a consignment item. It is by Quicksilver. And this is from the same consignee that gave me that Elgin watch. And I probably could have received more for these, but I have had them listed for about 8 to 10 months, so I decided to take an offer. They are these really cool chocolate brown, like vintage cargo pants or shorts. They are so cool. And I know, and I've seen other people sell these for, up to $100, but I just didn't see that much worth in them. And when I looked up comps, the comps just weren't there for those. So I did decide to list them at $25 on Poshmark, and my Nifty sent out 20% off offers to likers of $20, and one of those likers did accept. Our fees to Poshmark were $4, and my consignee left with $9.60, and I made a profit of $6.40. And those were out of his own closet, and he would have just donated them anyway. So to get almost $10 for something that you were already going to donate, I think, in my opinion, is definitely worth it. Hey y'all, it is now Saturday, May 16th, and when we left off, it was Thursday, May 14th. After we left off that day, I had 2 more sales, and then yesterday, Friday, May 15th, I had 1 sale, and it's not even 8:30 in the morning yet today, and I've already had 1 sale also. So let's go ahead and hop into them. So the first item to sell on Thursday is this awesome pair of, let's see if we can get the tag right there, Betsey Johnson sneakers. These are absolutely so cute, so quintessential Betsey. Absolutely love them. As you can tell, they are in pretty decent condition, but they just need a wash, and I was not going to wash them. I just didn't want to. So, just being honest. I priced them pretty reasonably on Poshmark for $60. That was lower than all of the other comps because of the condition that they were in. My Nifty sent out 20% off offers to likers of $48. One of those likers did counter at $38, and because I didn't want to sit on them any longer, I've already had them for about 8 to 10 months. I did decide to go ahead and accept that. My fees to Poshmark were $7.60. I did pay about $9 to $10 for these at a half off Salvation Army sale, so I turned $10 into $30.40. Very happy with that sale. And then the last items to sell on Thursday are this lot of 3 Crest Arctic Fresh toothpaste. For those of you new here, I am a couponer and I get all of my toothpaste and toothbrushes for free when I'm out couponing. I did price these on eBay for $11.99 plus free ship, and a buyer came in and purchased them outright, which we absolutely love. It cost me $6.95 to ship. I did have them promoted, so those fees were 64 cents. My fees to eBay were $2.03, and I turned free items into $2.37. That'll go right back into my couponing fund. And I do apologize if I'm looking down. It's because I print out all the labels and then put all the numbers on the back side of the label. My little lonely sale that I had yesterday is the cutest little tank. It is by Bisou Bisou. This is a vintage Y2K piece, and it is this cute little baby blue lace floral detail baby doll tank. Absolutely love it. I actually didn't do a haul of the items I got at an estate sale. I was at my post office and I saw a sign that stated there was an estate sale in the neighborhood next to the post office. So I just decided to stop in. I want to say I got 5 to 6 items for about $20. I did happen to stumble in there on their half off day, which I was very happy about, and that was one of those pieces. So I probably have anywhere from $3 to $4 into that, and it did have some light staining inside of the lace, so I did disclose that, and I listed it a little lower than comp suggested because of that. I priced it on all of my platforms, or especially eBay with the shipping, for $27.99 plus $5 ship, and I did receive an offer about 2 to 3 days later for $21 plus $5 ship, and because of that staining, I did decide to go ahead and accept that. It cost me $5.72 to ship. I did have it promoted, so those fees were 85 cents. My fees to eBay were $4.02, and I turned $3 to $4 into $15.41. That almost covers the entire cost of all the items, which I am grateful for. I don't know, or I don't remember if I said I paid about $20 for 4 to 5 items, which is awesome. Absolutely love that. 4 to 5, 5 to 6, I'm not sure. I don't remember the item count. This is why you always do a haul, or you always put it in a spreadsheet. I just decided to go ahead and write it off. Not write it off like write it off on my taxes, but just pay the $20 out of my own pocket. It is what it is. It was a cash deal. So, a little side note too with that estate sale, I actually met the owner and his wife that runs it, and I will probably be going to a lot more estate sales because he has a private email list, and I hope to get on it so I can be the first to know of great items. I did introduce myself. I told him kind of what I did, and he and his wife are the same way. They resell actually too, which was really fun to learn about, and we had a great conversation. So excited to do more estate sales on my channel, but let's go ahead and get back into the video. Hate to go on little tangents. Now, the first item to sell this morning is a little bit unique, and it's something that my brother picked up at my local Savers with me when he was thrifting. He did want to make a few extra dollars, and he decided to dabble in hard goods, and we picked up this Smart Valve watering controller. It is rough on the outside the box, but once we opened it, we quickly realized that it was not used or even tampered with. I did take everything out, photograph it, and basically let the buyer know that it seems to be working. We have not tried it, but everything is there. I showed all the parts in the pictures, so hopefully they are happy with it. It is an international sale, and to our surprise, we only paid about $10 for this, and we were able to post it up on eBay for $74.99 plus $10 ship, and that buyer came in and purchased it outright. So it cost us $11.16 to ship. We did have it promoted, so those fees, actually, we did not have it promoted, which is fantastic. Our fees to eBay were $11.19. My brother left with a profit of $42.64, and I did make a profit of $20. I was just going to take the cost of goods, but we did lose money on another sale, so I'm just trying to recoup that cost. So those are all of the sales that I have to show you. I am going to go ahead and package them up and ship them off today, and this concludes this What Sold. I really appreciate you guys being here. As always, I hope you are having fantastic thrifting, fantastic sales, and until next time, my friends, bye.